Sure. All right. So that Bastion strat really cool. The only problem is you're not running two shields.
Yeah.
So because of what the standard meta for this map is, which is typically like Rein Diva, Rein Zarya, McCree, and Lucio, you're at a disadvantage in the shield war, and you never want to be at a disadvantage in the shield war when you have a Bastion. So if you ran, I wouldn't say you don't even run the Sigma. You run Orisa Rein
Hmm.
because this map is so close oriented. You could get away with running Orisa Rein, and then you can combo something with your Baptiste. You can combo pull into Fire Strike, which is just throwing a Fire Strike through a window, and your Orisa yoinks them together, and you have the highest capacity of shields.
Who would
Um,
contest point?
the Orisa or the Reinhardt. It could
Okay.
it depends on the situation. If Orisa's fortify, you can do that. But if you're posturing on that small high ground where the TP is,
Yeah.
then the Reinhardt would. Right, because the Orisa has more value on the high ground than the Rhine does. Because the Orisa or the Rhine can't shoot, right? But the Orisa can still pull people and CC them. It went up there, and your BAP has cover as well. Like, it's a good spot if you can get there first to play from. Ryu, set up your TP. How come I can't free cam?
You need to go to a player and then free cam again.
Yeah, it's a bit bonky like that.
Oh, oh, never mind.
Let's see TP here. Yeah, a better team. Like a better team would have just immediately looked at Wonka and killed him.
Yeah.
Because
Walker
they have
defense.
McCree, they could amp speed onto him and then chain freeze him, and they have McCree stun and like he, I don't know what he's doing, but
He
would.
missed the TP. It was just a mistake.
Oh, is he on his rotate? He could. He
No,
should have like rotated.
he meant to go with us. He just missed TP. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he messed up there. That was the big thing. Is like it wasn't really as much on him, I guess you could say, because like he just like did we destroy TP?
I know.
I think TP got
probably
destroyed.
did. Yeah, because the goal of it is to destroy it soon and then put it on the other high ground when it comes back up, and then you can go back and forth.
Oh, that's
Okay.
pretty interesting. I like that.
I got it from my GM. I knew he ran it in his games. And it was really impressive, but it's kind of annoying to set up.
Yeah, you need a lot of team coordination to set up kind of TPs like that. But yeah, my only comment about your team comp is you could use another shield. They're running the standard comp. So let's see what they're doing here. See, Wonka's like now they push him.
Film,
Yeah. See,
and that kind of throw things.
So yeah,
See,
right here.
you have no point pressure right now, and they just keep walling you off.
Because in the comp, the way we ran it on my old team is the Hog was the one who do point pressure, and he just stand in front of us on the ground, and he'd be safe because they couldn't peek across the pillar, or else the Bastion would blow them up. That was the idea of it.
Yeah, I think the Reinhardt would be better in that instance. Just because Roja gives a lot of alt charge. All right, and you're switching to a standard comp, right? Yeah, that just makes sense. Anthony comes in, Wall comes in, huge break, nice break. Counter charge. Did you have a charge available, or did you charge at a spawn?
I think I charged out of spawn.
Yeah, it happens.
He bought it out.
No, it happens. You just gotta watch out for that, especially as a Rhine.
Yeah.
I got in the habit of doing it too, but if they're holding close, then you can't really do that. Because the counter charge is different swing life for that. You probably would have died there though, even if you counter charged, because the whole team would have rushed you.
But in those other cases, it's just a good habit to get into.
Okay, so you're doing this. That's cool, but you should probably be taking here. How many fights does it take for you to rotate on the side?
We don't.
Yeah, we don't. We wall off their main, push through.
All right, that's one way you can do it.
They may still could see through the crack, I do believe.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, your shield's gone. They don't have shatter though. That field comes out. Oh, your crease down. You're wild again. You walled the run, it's good. We have support ults.
Yeah, I'm waiting because I think he's gonna shatter, but he doesn't even have it.
No, because you shattered previously when the 2 walls were up. You've got better ult eco right now. And you're just rushing them without ultimates, huge. In a lot of cases, you should go top right. Like,
Yeah.
because your whole goal is the objective. You don't care where the team's playing as long as you can take the objective. So if you rotate up here, if you're having some problems pushing main, like that way you knew what to do with your wall. You walled them off on the side and then you rotated. But May still managed to wall off just because she had a slight LOS of it. So it is entirely possible for you to rotate through like the dark room here. You can just rotate long. Yeah, with just a Lucio amp, you can call the rotation. And a good thing here is for Baptiste, he can like plonk the window right here, and then you have so much range with the window. Right? Like if your Kree or May stays behind it and just deals consistent damage, and you can heal your tank who's on point, because it does do double healing as well. Many people don't use it for that.
Oh yeah, I use it a lot for that.
It's a good spot because of your composition. If you were on Ana and Lucio, it wouldn't be as effective. But like you have the Baptiste, so you might as well try to take advantage of it. Or anywhere really. I noticed that you have pretty much 6 ults and they have 3. So you do have ult economy here. Do you recap?
Yeah, we
Issue?
recap here. Lucio's the last one dead. So
You shouldn't be bubbling for church. Like, I'm assuming Wonka was already at church.
Yeah, he was.
Because especially if they use their blizzard here and you don't have any bubbles. Like, if they try to CC you in any way, you're kind of screwed. So like the bubbles are very important when it comes down to the blizzard. So in other instances where they didn't have ults or it was like second fight and you know they don't have any ultimates, the bubbles are fine. But it's a really effective peeling cooldown. And if you use it like that, or you use amp in similar situations, it can give more value to their blizzard. Right? Big grab high noon just strat. Oh, water shatter.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that the high noon was going out.
Oh, that happens.
I called to grab. I didn't. No one said we were gonna high noon.
Just combo it, you know. Just communication issue then. I'm sure you can say, "Oh, let's grab high noon here," or "Let's just grab," and let them know.
yeah.
Because you could say stuff like, "Let's grab if they beat." See, they're rotating on the side. See them going top, eh?
So yeah, where do you go here when they're playing top?
You have Blizzard, so just in a spot where you can Blizzard. You could also, I think, you could wall them right here. Like you can have LOS and be able to yoink a wall up there and stall for some time as well if you need to. But because they just Blizzarded right there, it's LOS to snowball. So if you hide like literally right here or on the other side in the same spot, you should be able to avoid this. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think we more or less get out.
Ace gets stuck a bit, that's fine. Anya remains on high ground. Blizzard comes in.
Oh, that's why she went up. Okay.
Your target focus is a little weird because you're baptized because you're on a bunch of targets. I don't know what your comm structure was like, but so
Yeah,
control
that's one of the
shift
things
control
I'm
shift
watching.
C, yeah, perfect. Okay. They have nano. You're close to grab and shatter and high noon. That's good.
I think
You
we
gotta.
grab high noon here. It gets walled though.
You can wall up your McCree if that happens too. That's a really hard angle to see though. That's fine. When you're trying to combo the grab high noon, especially when they have a May, if you plunk it like right here when they're getting rotation, just right on the corner or like right on a wall or something, because if Diva's right there and you plunk it here, she can't DM it if it's not direct LOS. Unless Overwatch is really buggy that day. Again, it's pretty complicated. But you can bait the defense matrix with a fire strike. And if you're good at coordinating that, you throw the fire strike in. DM will go up, eat the fire strike, and then as soon as the DM goes down, you throw your grab.
And also, if you want to, like, I don't know if this is actually a recommended thing, but I'll just say it here, so like, future.
Okay.
Was it sleep dart, especially? Because like, if you use sleep dart at Diva, if she doesn't eat it, then she's literally asleep for the time. If she does eat it, then that's DM out.
Yes. The only problem is when they run the McCree here, the Diva's going to be behind the Reinhardt 90% of the time. And unless it's an anti-nade, which you don't have, or like some permeating damage, that it's probably not going to go through. Again, if you had a Moira right now, you throw a Moira orb, she would definitely eat it as well. But the sleep dart is a thing I do. If I'm in ladder, I'll sleep. I'll attempt to sleep the diva to bait out the DM so that I can nade myself, or vice versa. So
Yeah.
it depends on how long I need to stay alive. But that is reasonable.
Yeah, I use melee because
They always think, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not that big brain though. Okay, you have shatter. Oh, big shatter. Okay, you traded.
No, we won. We got two. Now we
Yeah,
traded.
I just did the first two.
We got the
We
first two
lose our
kills.
Rhine, but that's
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure that's like the most we lose. Yeah.
Oh, he beats.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
he's trying.
right here, they actually get 3 touches. That's the first one. Yep.
Not as cool as your touches though, but
Yeah. Trust me, that's not the worst stall that we've had. We've actually had a stall where what's it called? I think we stalled out for what was it, 60% owners?
You mean with Oasis
No, on Lijiang.
on this one, this map?
Yeah, on this map, this particular one.
Yeah.
and you wanted me to talk about gardens, right?
Yeah.
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 So it's there was a comp that I saw in Open Division that got played a lot, which was Orisa, Ball, Tracer.
Rissa Ball? Yeah.
Yeah, and like
I
Tracer,
get you.
Pharah. We tried the Echo. I think the Echo is the problem with the comp.
Although I did swap off
Yeah,
to
you did
remember
because
the ban.
Yeah,
because
'cause
they
it's banned.
realized no, they realized that we were playing Echo. We forgot that they didn't want Echo in the script.
Oh, also, we lower your expectations here at the very beginning of what you should expect this map. You'll see.
Okay, I'm just looking at your comp. I've run Orisa Ball on gardens as well. Another option you can do
treated us like
is
bots.
for your 2 DPS, Echo is a good replacement for projectile heroes, right? Like you could run Echo Tracer. You could also run Genji Echo if you're running like a dive. She's a really good dive DPS. But on this map, Echo Pharmacy is really good.
Usually, the comp that gets played in the Open Division is Tracer Pharah because Pharah just does a bunch of damage while Ball opens up for her to get damage done, and then Tracer finishes off kills.
Yes, and Echo can act as that finisher because of just her high mobility and the beam as well. But I personally like Echo Pharmacy because even though you can't see their team comp, like Faro works wonders into most team comps. They don't have a dedicated hit scan, and even if they do, you've got 2 people in the air.
Yeah.
But when we run the hybrid comps, we usually run Moira Mercy or Brig Mercy purely because they will rush. They will rush your bunker or your static tanks, and once they take out your static tanks, you really don't have any point presence. So like if you encounter that problem, that's the switch you would make. But you can
Alright.
get a lot of value out of your ranged healing on Ana. So we'll see how it goes.
Also, just a moment for BM.
Sure.
Honors. Suck it. He's been doubting what is it, Farah Echo for so long.
I have been.
It
Yeah.
is good in situations where you don't need like a Maywell or something. So Gardens is Gardens a good spot. I can ball 0.1 is another good spot. Because if you can if your Farah and Echo can take flank angles, spam from different angles, they both have really high burst damage.
The reason,
Especially with the Farah rework as well.
the reason I don't like it is that it gives Mercy. It forces
Too
her
much to pocket.
Yeah, too much to pocket. Because if they're both taking different angles, she can't keep on going to both of them. Because
One sort of has to play. Like one would be playing, I guess, right here. If you had point control, and then the other one would be looking for their rotation and catching them with stickies on their rotation. Like you don't have to play high in the air all the time as Echo.
Yeah,
Like
and also
you only go up there when they're close. That way they can't shoot you.
you still get a lot of value out of Echo even without the Mercy Pocket. Like it's not quite as dependent as the Farah.
And that's why the second support typically is Brigida.
Because then
right?
you just send an arm pack up.
Brigida, you can armor pack your Tracer, you can armor pack your Echo, you can armor pack your Ball if need be, and you also have some stun and peel for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you're relatively self-sufficient. And you don't have to armor pack constantly because you're trying to pre-armor pack them so they don't take as much poke at the start, right?
Yeah.
So they can get more work done or make more space. That's why the Brigs run. The only problem with the Ana is the only people in that bunker comp are you and owners. And when they see that, they're probably gonna rush you. Let's see what
that's
happens.
exactly what.
They
Never
don't
mind.
do that, but it is a very good idea of like why we should not. Yeah, like I said, we set your expectations low.
he missed the jump.
He's pulling a Harblu. A little way to make that jump easier is carrying your momentum with space, like B hopping, because that works on Ball too for maintaining his fire momentum. Also, if you jump from like here, you have extra vertical distance, and sometimes that can help you make the gap.
You don't need any of that.
You don't. You can do it straight normally,
Yeah.
but for the sake of consistency,
Also,
that's probably a strat.
B hopping could be a bit dangerous with that though, because imagine if you mistime the B hop.
What you can also do is if you 180 and pile drive, you will stick back onto the land on the side without dying.
Well, I mean, I think he could have made it with a pile drive to the other side because he almost made it.
Yeah, he totally could have, but
He's
He
got to
didn't.
believe in his pile drive.
He's got to
Like, really
believe in the pile
believe.
drive. He's got to
Alright.
commit.
all
Yeah.
right.
Go ahead.
Uh,
Sorry.
okay. I personally don't like the TP spot. If you're ever gonna do TP strats here, don't TP here. You want to TP right here.
Yeah.
Like in cover right here, so they can't see your TP. Because if you were rolling out on the Lucio, I'm sure you would have gotten 6K here.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I've done that in comp before. I've actually gotten a 5K because of it.
And if you play here, it's like a negligible distance to contest point. Because you don't even need to, because the point unlocks in 25 seconds when you set up the TP anyways. And you don't get CC'd as easily. Because one, they don't see the TP. And two, you could go right or left side if you need to. Typically, I go left side, so you can control that white room side.
It's also
but-
particularly hard to boot because if somebody's gonna be rolling from white room, it's gonna be Ball. It's not gonna be a Lucio. So if
Yeah,
Ball's going out there, then
And
Yes,
they won't
kinda
see
like
the
go
TP
through the-
either, and it's relatively
Yeah.
safe. It only messed up for us one time in open division, and that's because it was a scrim actually, and they ran Farah, and
oh no!
we set up the TP here, and the Farah was rotating white room for some reason, not
It
sure.
just happened to be that way.
But we stalled back here because I slept a Tracer right here, or my other support slept a Tracer right here, so I was going to combo them, And then the Faro went and booped us all off. All three of us right into the pit. It was like a Diva, Lucio, and Anana, so we lost the fight outright. But less about my feeding adventures and more about what you're doing right now. So you're gonna give them point control early and wait for the ball to respawn?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, you took over bridge, that's good. Your ball's back, he's taking the flank, that's good. Nice poke, nice poke. You should be looking to flank your tracer though. If you can, yeah.
I don't think he's in.
There you go. You shouldn't be the one to contest point, Tracer. It should be one of your tanks, because they
Dude, I
will
got
have.
one tap at the fucking Symmetra orb.
I saw that, but you
I mean,
shouldn't.
yeah.
You should be like harassing through White Room or around the sides
Oh,
with your ball at the same time.
Just remember,
You can destroy turrets, but like if you get really close to them, they're gonna stomp you because they have like a really good like brawl comp, and your comp is a hybrid. Now, if you saw their comp, I would have swapped at the start. To be honest, your hybrid's really bad into what they're running because they're gonna have a bunch of ultimates that counter you entirely. Like
Yeah,
the
look at the
ball
orb.
gets frozen and beamed, like the turrets slow him down. Lucio boop, and you can't really dive their backline because their backline's really like survivable. So I would have swapped to like double shield or like Maykree, Ryan Zarya, so you can capitalize on the fact that you have Zarya and they have Diva. Like, don't be afraid in the first fight, win or loss, to swap your comp.
Yeah, I've been wanting to like actually try this comp because I want it to get it to work.
It's still frustrating how we can never win on this map.
well, here's the thing: is
Yeah.
that I feel like we need to understand it's good. So like we don't. How should I say this? We don't jam a square peg into a round hole.
Yo, didn't we pause right here? It just kind of skipped it.
Yeah, it just skips the pause.
Yeah,
Wow,
just
you
skip
guys
the
all
pause.
died instantly. I thought you were so organized. Maybe it was because
Mhm.
post pause, but
Yeah,
it was-
no, they didn't. They didn't even ask us. They're just like, okay, unpause.
Yeah, was
And I
we
just stood there.
actually? Yeah, we're already screwed before the pause. So like,
Yeah, I
what
think
they did,
our Echo
they
guy who switched to Pharah.
yeah,
'Cause they called no fair.
they called no echo. You mean yeah?
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
no fair.
Can you go back, just to when Wonk went in? Look, I've noticed he's done this a couple times where he'll run through them while we're still grouping.
Oh yeah,
Anybody else seeing that?
yeah.
What is
DM.
I know that's
that?
DM. It's DM.
Wonka with. Oh,
Is this when he rotates the point?
Yeah, he goes and rolls through, and he gets.
Me and Trace are poking right now, but
Well,
everyone else
you can
is
scout like if you wanted to
No,
scout.
no,
You already know their
actually
hero
rolls
comp
through.
though. Really no point. Yeah, now this I don't agree with because you're taking a lot of unnecessary poke, and because Sim has her turrets on point, you can't just roll through as easily as he was trying.
Yeah.
But like
But-
that's a good like pile drive minefield.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that Shatter clears all of them, but it's fine. You should be able to survive here.
No, he doesn't. I don't think.
Oh, he dies to the Diva bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unlucky. I mean, like, your whole goal on the ball is to disrupt, and he was disrupting. Like, you can't deny that he wasn't, because they used cooldowns on him, they looked at him, and then Farah got a pick while that happens. I don't know if it was necessarily contributable to
It's just maybe going in there.
CC in
You
the
could
back line.
avoid going through the damage and just going around to set up.
Yeah, you could always
Gonna-
rotate. Like you could like roll through and then rotate around and then roll through and rotate around because your team's not set up yet until they're ready to capitalize. Like, I guess you could coordinate more with your your team for like pulls and rolls. Because if you pull someone right here, and then you roll them off point, your team can just like scoop them up and take care of it. Especially with the Tracer and the Pharah and the Ana. If you like CC with your team's best intentions in mind instead of randomly CCing on point, that might be your best bet. Especially since you had minefield there too. Like if you get a good minefield or you get a good pull, you can pull pile drive minefields, and that would cover a lot of things. Like I guess communication and alt teamwork is another one. Is that Sim trying to beam you? Does she know the beam doesn't reach? What?
I think that's the boosted one.
This
The
is,
boosted
this is
one.
one of the boosted.
Oh, yeah,
ones.
yeah.
It's the Dallas Fried. The ones that have like one GM on their team and then a bunch of plats. and
1 or 2
diamonds.
GMs and like low to mid plats and small diamonds.
Papa Smurf and Toad.
No. Pop Smurf is a Masters. He's a low Masters.
Okay.
Fancy. He was on a level 100 account. They had another person.
Aries.
Some guy
He
came in
did
at the
play
end.
this round.
Yeah, Aries absolutely popped off.
He was not a GM, I'm telling you.
He
wasn't a
not-
GM,
he was
but
probably, like,
I feel like he was.
mid-Masters.
Yeah, I was about to say he's
Yeah.
probably mid
They
masters.
had it was probably a few Masters and a bunch of plats for the rest of them.
All right. Wonka managed to kill himself again.
Feeding him, yeah.
Was he looking to swap or something? There's an easier way to
I
swap.
don't think we swap at all.
No, I think he was worried about time and went in.
I think
Too
he was
early.
His mines again.
He's 18 on mines. I would have just cut my losses there and swapped before dying. Your shields don't give all charge though on hamster, but your health does.
Yeah.
So you really got to watch out how much you're feeding, because if you feed them ults and they ult your team, that's kind of your fault, right? Like you can't get out without feeding some ult charge. I completely understand that, but rolling into a McCree is really dangerous. You should look to go to flank angles and like scoop them from behind where the McCree isn't looking. Like if he's taking angles to take care of the Pharah, then CCing their tanks is another option as well. They don't have a Mei, so you don't really need to worry about the walls and freezes. But the turrets will still slow you down. A charge will still slow you down. Like you just have to watch out for their stuns and try to bait their stuns, because you can have upwards of 1,000 of HP. And that sometimes can get you through the burst of the stun if they have it.
Yeah,
but
McCree isn't looking at
Going
him.
main is not ideal. Like
Yeah.
like that's not ideal. You just got flashbang again. Like and you're low HP and you die. It's either takes more practice on ball or just taking flank angles. You can't push main into a bunker because they know what you're doing. The McCree's gonna flashbang you and the Ryan's gonna swing at you. Like end of story. So the whole purpose of your hybrid is so your Orisa can anchor bridge by herself, and the ball and tracer or the ball, tracer, echo, mercy, however you want to do it, flank them on behind. Right? The reason it works so well is because your Orisa can protect your other support or other DPS depending on what comp you're running, and pull them together, and then your Hammock can disrupt them on point and contest point if need be. That's the whole goal of that, is not to play together. Right? If you're running the hybrid, you don't play the hybrid together. If you're going to play together, you might as well have a Sigma. Because the Sigma's going to have more value in the front line than the ball is. Ball's not meant for frontline stuff. Ball's for backline stuff. Alright, you're down 2, you're down 3, but this is last fight. You're trying to invest. They charged a point. So, whole reason you lost that is you didn't swap when you needed to.
Yeah.
Your hero comp just gets countered by theirs. Unless you fully commit to the poke of like Pharah Echo or like some other long range damage, you won't be able to beat them because they have better point contests than you can possibly have. Unless you run the Ryan, Zarya, Mei, Kree, Moira, Lucio, Mir. Or like you don't run the Sim, but you run a Mei. Like that's the only instance I can see that you would be up in this. Or you just take a very heavy spam comp. Like long range spam. So you take
Pharah Ash, something like that.
Pharah Echo is really good, but I know they didn't want Echo.
Yeah.
So
that's-
like,
Maybe I'm not
trying to think. Pharah Junkrat actually, because of their comp, right? Like that would be good.
We've never played Junkrat. Oh my.
Pharah
now that I think
Torb.
about
Torb
it.
is actually really good with Orisa. You could do Torb as well, because that's a lot of damage that you can keep protected owners.
What about Hanzo?
Hanzo is also good, because you do have your Orisa to pull. Like any of those options would be reasonable, right? Because if you break their shield and they rotate around a corner on point, you can just pull them. If you're still running the ball at that point, you can still CC them. Anti-nades are really big. If you can get anti-nades through,
Yeah, we did at the beginning of the round. We just kind of fell off with it after the
Mhm.
first point.
But like, poke is good into the brawl that they were running because the longest range they have is the one McCree, right? And Kara, if you play roofs, you won't have any problem with McCree. But yeah, so you know where you went wrong for that.
We know for
That-
next time.
We know for next time. Do you have a list of team comps that you run on certain maps?
There's a few special maps that we play certain team comps.
I would get a full list.
Wonka will be very happy to hear that. We've talked about doing that.
Doing a full
It's
list.
Yeah.
I have a full list for my team, and it stops a lot of confusion. Like it really organizes your team because you're like, all right, this is what we're running. This is the goal of the composition, and if the goal is known, it means that your team can work more towards the goal. I have a document actually. Second.
Oh well, I know what we're doing tomorrow then.
Gonna talk about the comps we want to play on every map.
Yes, that's actually well. Think about it. Since it's a team sort of thing, we can actually all get in on it, and like it'll actually be able to.
Yeah, we could talk about like what we don't play and what we can play.
Yeah, hero pools is important to take into effect for that.
No, I mean like the certain like heroes that not that people can't play like
The heroes that the people who we have can
like
play.
comfort picks.
yeah. Or like Psycho just said that we don't run junk ever, which we can.
Oh, I love Junk. I just would have
Yeah, like control center. Junkrat is a really good pick in control center. We actually run Junk May because Junkrat has better shield break in the start of the fight, and we're always running Orisa Ryan on close maps because it's just so powerful with a Baptiste or a Zen/Lucio. We'll run Lucio for control center because we just need to get there first. But like the Junkrat's oppressive, and the
Junkrat and
tire.
May is so
The
much
tire can
faster.
deny a lot of ultimates, so we run the Junk May.
Yeah, literally, they blade you tire.
Yeah, it's
You
like
do
that's
anything.
your counterplay, or you can set up near the doorway. You can flank tire and take out people in the fight. I'm trying to tell my DPS to do that. They don't realize I have 300 hours of Junkrat wisdom, but I will
You can
impart it on them.
also you can exploit the bug where it drops.
Yes,
I love doing that.
I am not saying that I do that, but I do that.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. It's so much fun because they're like, "Where did it come from?" I'm just like, skill.
You got skilled.
Yeah.
I prefer the one where you concussion mine and tire at the same time, and your tire would spawn where you were initially.
Oh yeah. I like that one, but didn't they take that out?
They did. Yes,
Yeah.
that's why I haven't done it. But you
Yeah.
can go in their back line and then concussion mine out with the tire there, and they'll look at you, and then the tire will come from behind them. It is the weirdest experience. And there's also some spots where you can stall in the air, and then drop down without making a noise in tire.
Well, yeah, because like it
King's
doesn't make
Row
noise
third
there.
point on one of the metal grids. There's a tiny ledge you could stand on a Junkrat, and because it's just tiny enough, your tire will always drop low.
Yeah. I actually
All
that's
this
why
tire secret.
so like as Sim,
Yes.
I play Sim on defense for King's Row, just because like I can actually get some pretty nasty plays out. I actually sometimes will to like contest box, like at third point. I will
Yep.
actually throw a turret on the top of the ceiling, so that then like not only do they have to look up, but it's also a very easy spot to be able to hit.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, just these little things about all these niche
Because
heroes.
Symmetra reigns from above.
Yeah, literally Sim reigns from above.
And you guys didn't want me to look at a night market?
No, I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
yeah, I think we're good without it because like we have more important stuff to get onto. Let's see. So what else did you have, owners?
I just sent one. It was Hollywood from last scrim.
Hollywood, okay.
Hollywood. I actually really like this map. Looks so nice.
It's been a while since we played Hollywood, huh?
This was Monday.
Whatever.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, but we didn't
sorry,
play
I
it
had
today,
to.
did we?
What? Sorry.
We didn't play it today, did we? We didn't even get to choose a map today.
No, we didn't choose. Yeah, I was gonna say they kind of just hogged the fucking map selection.
They're
Yeah, that's-
literally like, let's start the game without even asking.
I asked. No, they actually did ask for ready. They did ask for ready. But the thing was, they never asked for maps, and that's what I specifically told Wonka. I was like, "Are we playing it through?" And I meant that, like, we don't get map choices.
I was fine with that.
Yeah, most people just roll OD maps or like the map pool. They don't really mind. But if I have a specific map pool, I send it to the coach or the manager ahead of time, and I'm like, "This is what we're running. Is that okay with you?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, that's fine. We can just roll that map." Because tomorrow we're scrimming a team senior origin, and we're running pretty much exclusively the map pool for the Rose Cup. A couple are participating in, so that's also a thing you can
Yeah, I
do.
know which one you're talking about. It's a very good server for finding scrims.
Oh, do you use that server for LFS? That's
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm also gonna be looking for coaches, but you know, it's kind of like just because we don't wanna do it for people who are like busy. If you get what we mean.
I know what you mean. Okay, and they have Double Shield, Bapalucio, Zen Torb. Sorry, Soldier Torb. Why did I say Zen? And then you've got Echo McCree, Diana. Why did you elect to go Bapana here?
I think we switched
Honestly, I think that I said something about loot, but we never actually did anything.
I think we were looking to bunker, and then it didn't. But like it was a. I think it was just a miscommunication.
This is a perfect reason why you should have a list of hero comps. Unironically, this is the situation that it fixes. But let's see. So you're rolling out. They're setting up on a cafe bunker defense, pretty typical. You rotate. That's good rotation. They're waiting patiently. Turret. You see the turret. You destroy the turret. Very good. Okay. You have no shield right now.
Oh god,
Yeah.
did that pull?
So, when Eurista pulls, that's like if you had a Ryan Diva, Diva would mitigate that. As Sigma, that's your job. Like as soon as the shields went down, the rock should not have come out. The gravitic grasp should have come out. Because if you ate all that spam damage, there wasn't a rock in there, so like you wouldn't have gotten stunned. You can help mitigate for your team. Also, Baptiste. That is probably the perfect time for you to Immortality Field.
Yeah.
Like if you see this corner right here where the stairs are really fucking, why do they have stairs there? That doesn't make any sense.
I think I blinked.
Yeah, you can't blink on Baptiste. Your eyes have to be pinned open.
Oh,
I
imagine
blinked.
blinking. You'll never go pro with that.
Let's
And
just.
then don't we go Lucio after this?
Yeah, we go.
I think
I
so.
mean, look at that. Look at Ursa right now. There's stars
Okay, you ready?
everywhere.
Ready? Don't blink, guys. 3, 2.
Ursa's
One.
already dead. Ursa's
Yeah, ours is already dead.
You gotta
Or,
back
uh,
up a little
Yeah,
bit
you
more.
have to go back. You have to go back a little
Oh, Leasers. Leasers is
Owners, yeah.
owner's alt. Oh
Yep.
yeah, I get it. Piece of shit. It's funny.
Freaking, he also has owners.
I know. I've seen that one.
Okay, so literally right now, there is, what is it, maybe 60 damage on our Sigma, and no damage on our Orisa. Well, like 20.
Pull.
Yeah, you just have to remember that your shields, because they nerf the shields, shields won't last forever. And also, if you turn around in I field where the stairs are really awkward, that is okay. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, that doesn't make any sense.
It's much bigger than the.
There's another one in there ready to come out.
I mean, the
But
thing
is that like lubricated or something? Like I don't. Jeez.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's very. What is it? They do that because then at long range, you can tell where the heck you're
Yo,
hitting.
Echo got
Sorry.
fucked up.
Look at Horus.
I mean, like
Jorge's-
you're
I'll just say
they're all
yeah.
dead. What are you healing?
Well, also take a look at Sigma. He looks like looks like he's small. He looks
at
like
his-
small.
Look at his kneecaps. Why do they?
He looks like he's
Like
using
he's falling
foot.
apart. Okay, he's dead. Leave him alone. Rest in
And someone busted his kneecaps. All right, yeah.
He didn't pay rent.
He didn't pay.
Yikes.
Shit. The two options you have for stopping what just happened there is I Field or Sigma Eat. You really need to be mindful of using Sigma Eat and I Field during rotations, because that's probably when you get caught out because you just got pulled here. Another thing is, sure, Echo is good, but Echo is not good in every situation.
Honestly,
I would consider running a Hanzo or running a Mei or running a Counter Torb.
Yeah,
'cause
but
you're
wait,
just
hear me
the-
out. What
Okay,
if I
go
just want to play Echo?
Yeah, he's just been one.
Okay, so there's one thing that happens that is 100% of the time, whenever we queue with him, there is one thing that he plays, and I think he's maybe swapped off like twice over the
Not
past.
a comp.
Yeah, I was about to say.
okay.
Yeah,
Hear me out. If you want an Echo one trick on your team like Chipsa for Philly, make comps around the hero. You can totally make an Echo pharmacy like dive hybrid, whatever you want to do for this map. That's entirely possible.
So in all honesty, too, part of it is I'm trying to figure out when can and can't run Echo and like what comps it works against, because I'm obviously new to her.
Yeah. So she has burst. She doesn't have shield break necessarily speaking at
Yeah.
range. Or if she does, there's other DPS that can just outclass her at shield break, like Hanzo. She has burst though, and her ultimate is really good. If you're gonna play her, you have to attempt to find flank angles where you
Yeah.
can get your stickies in. So like if everybody rotated and you hovered maybe here, or you played in high ground where they couldn't see you, like ducking in and out of cover, spamming them, that's perfectly fine. You don't provide any utility if you play with the team other than being another body to heal. Really? Like your
Mm.
kit, you got great mobility, you have great burst, but if you're stuck playing with your team, you're not really capitalizing on all that. And that's why Echo's really good with like Echo Tracer or like flank comps oriented around that. Echo is not like the be all end all, like a substitute for some heroes. There's certain maps you can run May Echo, like instead of McCree, like a Shrine on Nepal is an option. Because you can if a map is good for pharmacy, a map will generally be good for Echo as well. I guess that's the best way to find where she does and does not work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, would you run Pharmacy Point One Hollywood? Sometimes, yeah. So Echo fits in that category. You've got to remember she doesn't need as much healing as Farah with the Mercy, but she does need healing, and you don't really have a team to heal you in this situation, right?
I'm kind of wondering, in your opinion, do you think Echo will get a nerf?
Echo will get a nerf. Yeah, she will.
She's gonna
Okay,
get a
good,
couple.
because she's
gonna get
she's
a couple.
very much yeah.
The
She's
beam,
very
the beam could be reduced by like 50 damage maybe, so it's not 200 damage per second, like 150 damage per second. That'd be more manageable because like right now it's sticky. As soon as you're stuck, press E and you're dead.
yeah. It's kind of like it's a combo where less forgiving, and it's literally become the meme where it's like you just committed the sin of being half HP against.
Yeah. You really have to play differently around Echo because keeping your tanks like on half HP when you're like reloading or something, it's perfectly reasonable in every other situation. But if there's an Echo above your Rhine, you're screwed. You're completely screwed. You have to make sure your Rhine's 100 HP. If he's 99 HP, he's dead. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely
literally, he's like 120. He's dead. Like,
He's
and
dead.
unless you have nade, he's dead. He's
Yeah,
dead.
like the counterplay there is really not skill based. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, that's why I like it when it's
I don't like percentage HP unless it's like an ultimate. Like Sigma's ult cuts you to half. That's perfectly fine because it won't kill you outright unless you have assistance
follow-up.
from your team. Like that's completely reasonable. But with Echoes, you don't need team coordination because
I
you're not
feel
cutting
like
the first half of HP. You're cutting the second half of HP, and that one is the more important half.
yeah, cut out. I'd say cut out duration for it, because like it feels like if you're good and you're skilled and you're taking the skill shot of it, then you're already gonna be killing them before they actually die there. If they get
Like,
peel from their team, they should be able to live, because like that's kind of how Overwatch works. Is if you
it
actually
is a good tank shredder though too. I will
yeah,
not lie.
it's it's especially against Roadhog. Like Roadhog, you sticky him, couple shots in, he's dead. Like
Yeah, he's just a battery at that point. I agree with you.
yeah.
All right, you either die or reset. Right now you're staggering. You see that? They're going to chase you, and I'm assuming that you guys aren't getting him.
Yeah.
So you just wasted like 10 seconds. Again, that just takes discipline with whoever your shot caller is saying, get it or die. And the people to evaluate the situation and knowing that it is more hopeless than attempting to get a girlfriend during quarantine and just take the L.
Yikes. Don't remind me.
You say that, but I almost got the accidentally.
All right,
Like,
you didn't rotate with your bat. Okay, good. You went back for them.
Yeah, usually I'm very good at
Uh,
like.
you
keeping
did
my
swap to the
team fair.
Hanzo. That is very good. Recognizing that Echo doesn't work in the situation. See, he's eating on rotation, which is also very good. Everybody's flanking for some reason.
We come behind is the big thing here. Like we set up our Sig to play with our Hanzo, and then the rest of us come in. I was looking for the boop off because
You know, it's not a terrible strat because you do have the McCree, and you do have the eye field. Like, if you're running double shield, generally the Hanzo plays with the Sigma. That's just like because the way their kit works, they're very complementary to one another. And your Orisa can just anchor inside. There's nothing wrong with that strat. I would have bunkered on point personally, but that's just my Amerocentric view. What do you say that? That's my feeder view because there's much less that goes wrong if your team stays together than if they split up. But if it's well executed and they split up, then you can kill a lot of things. But if they like eye fielded and then they turn around on you, that can be difficult because when you split up and they target one over the other, and your Sigma can't kill them when they look at your Orisa, then you're kind of screwed. But if you all bunker on point and try to pull them off top, or like you have McCree stealthily waiting to flash fan the hammer, or something like that, that can have a lot of value as well. But interesting rotation. Who called the rotation?
Me.
I like it. You only lose one? Yeah, you only lose one. That's because they split up, didn't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their Baptiste fell, and we got an early pick on him.
oh hey, there the colors are fixed.
Probably only for a fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm stuck. So it's gonna here. I'll just if I pick blue, it should stay properly. Close review.
Nice.
They have a widow now. You have a Hanzo, so you have some sort of contest for it.
Yeah, I think I tell our Sig to rotate up top with Hanzo, and I think we still get fucked here.
Well, I think you told me to go up top too, but I was kind of like, I kind of want to play with you.
Yeah, I think
then I
the-
kind
I
of
think
just
the-
die
I think,
for it.
I think your idea was actually a lot better because it stopped them from just pushing me and Bap here.
Oh, I remember dying there. Yikes.
Yeah, and right here we feed even more.
No,
You
we're
get ready to watch the 3 feeders in the back.
Okay, nice kill.
I don't know why she did that.
I think we
That
win this
was-
fight.
She was scared.
So let's see, we lose our main heals, and I think yeah. So I mean, yeah.
I mean,
That-
yeah,
that
this,
pretty much-
this happened.
We
for herself.
we re-push in. It was unfortunate that Get him died there.
That is
Yeah,
the
damn.
dirtiest team fight I've seen in a while. I don't even know what was going on.
Yeah, straight out bronze.
Moral of the story: don't do that. Okay, if your Sigma and Hanzo are going high ground, you posture here. Lucio, it's fun if you want to eat her butt. It is big. I understand,
I
But,
actually did that in the first time. Yes.
Ooh,
but
fuck.
And
do
then
not.
yeah, I
Fuck
cannot
good.
approach now.
Like, if you're over here, your utility is useless for your team. Like, it's cool if no one else can counter her, and you just go up there and you harass her so she can't go to LOS on your supports or your tanks.
I
But,
let me
like,
get a different angle.
I know.
Yeah, I did it at the beginning so that she couldn't like set up, and I was gonna go back to my team when the fight had started,
Oh.
but then everything kind of degenerated.
Oh.
Look at what the heck is her eye doing? It's not actually fully closed.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Oh,
my
no,
god!
it's not.
Oh my god, her
Oh my
eyes. That's so creepy.
Well, it's so creepy because you don't see the face around.
It's so there we go.
Oh, so she has brown eyes. Okay.
But she's got yellow eyes, man, like a cat.
Freaking.
nice.
Like, is that considered? Well, like, cause the top part looks brown, but the bottom part looks yellow.
Whatever it is, it's not normal. But anyways, if you're gonna split with this comp, then Lucio plays with Sigma and Hanzo, and Orisa plays point with Bap and McCree.
Yeah, that's exactly
That
what
way,
happened.
if they push one side, you drop down and you like combine forces. And if they somehow push high ground, the Orisa CCs them off or the Lucio CCs them off. Like the last fight you did where they rushed your Orisa, everybody up top should have rotated down to play with your team.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it is getting out of the mentality that you are playing competitive, that you have to do everything. Because in scrims, you are just but a small cog in the machine.
It's fine. We don't have
Um,
ROM anymore.
Yeah, we don't have ROM anymore, so we're not playing like
I don't know. That
Actually, that
solo
would-
flux was kind of iffy. He did switch.
That was kind of
Well,
questionable.
also the thing was, take a look at what he did. He solo flux because he was planning to swap.
I mean, pull flex is really good though. Like especially because they'll eye field and then you can use another ultimate like High Noon or Dragon.
Oh,
I
actually,
think flex is a high impact ultimate.
I've been meaning to ask Wonka this. Hopefully, he'll see the VOD. How close do you sit next to your computer? Like, how big is your screen? Because I've noticed you don't always realize that team fights are lost. And I'm just wondering, like, maybe you're too close. I had a former teammate with that problem.
Are you talking to Wonka about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
when he watches the VOD.
I've been meaning to
Yeah.
ask him, and I just keep forgetting.
It's the ghost of Grav's past.
We'll
Did
put
he
a pin in
did
that.
he accidentally
Yeah.
turn off
Kill
Kill
feed.
feed?
Kill feed.
Yeah, turn off the entire UI. He doesn't know when he has Grav. He just randomly presses Q.
No,
or
but
like,
like, if your
Overwatch on
screen's
hardcore
too
mode.
big or you're too close, like you physically can't look over it easily
Yeah.
enough.
You'll tunnel vision yourself,
Yeah.
so you got to be careful. All of you should be practicing proper postures, remaining at a near 90-degree angle with your back on the back of the chair, and your arms also 90-degree angle, which
That's
are
not happening, Riley.
parallel
that's
to the
Move
not
on.
mouse.
happening.
It's not happening, Riley. This is
I
not
have
the
proper
coaching that we've been
posture.
looking for.
Least
I
drink
I
water.
also have a
Drink water.
Nalgene of water on the side of my table as well that I regularly refill when I sit down.
Is that what we're missing as a team? Is we're not sitting up straight?
All I'm saying is I sit up straight.
Yo, another
So-
Lucio
Yo,
before we
I
start.
sit with my legs up and everything. Literally can't do that.
Pizza? This explains so very much.
Oh
She's
my
just laying on her
God.
couch. She's laying down on her
Ruthless.
couch.
I am literally curled up playing Overwatch.
Well, it also explains why you can't. Why you don't play Lucio as good as like your other heroes. Like
What?
you genuinely have had good times with Lucio's. But, like, literally, Lucio is like the thing where you're right up, like you're ready.
Alright, let's get to the rest of this.
You need to be like a coke fiend.
Coke feed. All right, so you switch to Diva to contest the high grounds. That's a reasonable swap. They have walls. Good job,
Should've
Diva.
died.
They splooged point. Yeah, that's a reasonable I feel. I would have put it more for your Orisa to stay alive. Beat comes in, good beat. I would have beat it a bit later, but I understand why your Orisa was low when you did that.
Yeah, I was also low as well, so I didn't want to chance it.
Your Dragon's less effective without the pull. Try to coordinate pull with owners. The High
Yeah.
Noon and the window was a little far for the High Noon, but it
This
was
is the
a
time
good
I
High
yelled
Noon.
at Ace.
What?
We're like, focus target.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I literally just got the pick
He was
before
like,
because
"Focus
I.
the Lucio," and I was like, "No, wait, I already called Sig, you idiot. Sig's more important kill."
Who was on what? I'm curious. Can we see that again?
Yeah,
It was
go back a little bit. I want to see who
was
on
it?
what.
I know Wonka was calling it as well.
I think me and Get 'em were on the Sig.
Yeah, we were. Wait, I think I got on the sig kind of late though. I was focusing the Lucio, and then I went to go help because he started screaming. I was like, I think we need to kill the sig.
Might have been George.
Yeah, it was a little bit earlier.
So Orisa dies, and then me and George go
Guys,
for
get him.
It was just me and him on this sig, and this should have been the call. The sig should have died so much earlier. Yet he contested for how long? God, like 5 seconds.
Wait, I think I went for the other guy. Can you go back to what I was doing? I kind of want to see.
Yes, you're
I
going
went
for the other
inside
guy.
the.
Yes, you're probably going for the other
I
person.
left, but I came back just for the end.
Go watch it yourself. Oh, you probably can't.
The code's there. You totally could watch it by
You
yourself.
could go watch it by yourself now.
All right.
So yeah, okay. Look at my POV for a second. I do a little gremlin play here.
You guys go for the loose.
Get him was all the way inside the building. There's no way.
Yeah, I came back
Yeah.
like, oh, y'all want to sing? I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
no.
Because you see, the thing was, like, I saw him use amp. I saw him use.
Yeah,
boot,
a
and I
better
was
Sigma
like,
when he rocked you would have finished you off.
Mm.
But wait, you can't one-shot combo anymore.
You can. It's rock 2-shot melee.
Yeah, you the melee.
Wait, really?
But
Oh, I
he
didn't
was sub 100 HP anyways, and the orbs do what 120 collective if they're 2 body shots.
I thought it was 111.
111?
Sorry, 110.
Either way,
That's-
he would have been finished because he was sub 100.
Yeah.
Like I saw when he stunned you that you were below half HP and he just missed the orbs. If he hit the orbs, you would have died.
I blame everyone else.
I would also blame everyone else. Okay, they're on ball for contest, I'm assuming. Torbs here. You have window. You could probably staple window to cart. Ooh, Baga comes out. This is where I jump to high ground. You're down 2. You should look to reset. Good job resetting.
Wait, someone's still alive.
It's still
Ace.
me. I think I still live here. Like, I think I lived through this fight.
That's me when
Yeah,
it
I was no. I get picked off by Kree. Kree picks me off right there. I was so close.
Man,
You gotta.
boring mechanics
Sometimes you
are
gotta
best.
swallow your pride and just take the L.
But like,
Um,
if I was better at Lucio, I actually should have gotten out.
I mean, you know, you could always have like someone like Dark who just goes in there and uses Shatter, whatever.
Fuck it.
okay, ball set up early to scout. They're still on their widow. They don't have a lot of shield, so you can really capitalize on that. You're rotating, but you did all rotate together. See this? See that? If that widow was good, you'd be dead.
Whom?
I would be.
Oh,
Yeah. Choose walls for the next 15.
I think I call out. We beat here. Yeah.
Oh my god,
You
dude.
walked right into the cum.
Well, the widow headshot killed her.
Do we still win this?
Yeah, I think we
I think
do.
we do.
Wait,
Oh.
wait. There's something that happens here. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember if it's this fight or the next one, but there's something happens. Like we get back. I think it's next fight.
Well, there's probably only one fight left, so it must be next fight.
Yeah, because don't we get to second point or do we get held?
We get
I think.
third. We get
We
third.
get-
No, we
Or
get.
Yeah, we get third.
We
we
get
get
all
third.
the way to the end of third, but we don't actually capture third.
Oh yeah.
Don't give it away.
Dude, that's.
Spoilers. God.
I don't know why I was playing Orisa this entire time.
Minefield comes in the mega.
I have
I think
to
it was a
say
terrible
that.
minefield.
Get him. If you're, whenever you're using your ulti, you gotta like let me know, or because when I played Lucio, I had so many chances to actually like speed you. I just didn't know when you were ulting.
I didn't know how good that was until I think we pulled it off once, and I was like, oh wow,
Yeah,
that was actually
so
really good.
no one can actually hear you use ult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like that. It's just like Ryan's ult. You can't hear it.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Like Kree's ult.
Your
Priest?
team.
No, you
Yeah.
hear step right up.
It's really quiet. It's not like
Yeah.
it's high noon, really loud.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
that
like
one is like a
standing.
drawn out one, and then our I really
Creel.
Nothing is more terrifying than a McCree who's supposed to have a movement speed reduction getting amp sped across the map.
yeah.
Because he he sort of like moonwalks to
Yeah,
kill
he's like-
you.
It's like as he backs up into killing you.
It's kind of terrifying. So you switch to Ana, Ryan. Yep, this is a good comp swap you made there. This is a really good comp for point 3.
Ace, you said we would not be all right with Ana here when they only had one.
Yeah, I said we wouldn't be alright with on here, and we get screwed. Right
You know
here.
why?
Right here, we use Immortality Field. We don't die, but we lose this fight because we didn't have
Yeah,
BAP here.
BAP is bad if you don't have 2 shields. If you looked at OWL, especially for last last week that was just played with the ban to Orisa, you'll see that BAP was pretty much only run if you were running Orisa Sigma.
Ryan Sigma.
Yeah, because what is
Or
it?
sorry, Orion Sigma, yeah, the double shield. Because
Yeah.
BAP himself is really good in a double shield, but he doesn't have much peel for himself. So like Ryan Diva, you want to run the Ana or the Moira. It's just a better alternative. Sure, like the I field would have been nice, but your team could have just damage mitigated more effectively for you not to die there. Like that's not really a hero problem. That's like a full team problem. They didn't PO for you effectively, or you just took too much burst damage. One of the two. I understand why you would have preferred the Baptiste in that specific instance. However, with the team comp you're running, Ana / Moira is just a superior pick.
Yeah.
Because once one shield goes down, you're kind of screwed. Like the whole effectiveness of Bap's utility is he can make static things stay alive a long time.
And
But
this
he is-
is not static.
It's not really static. Okay. Good back out. Yeah, you were probably dead. That's fine. You have 30 seconds. You have beat. They're gonna push to get the staggers. You gotta watch out. Nice. The Ryan's low. Can you? No, they eye fields. Oh, that was a dirty hook, man.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get to him in time, but I accidentally.
It happens. All right. So they're running Ash and Hog, which are either comfort picks, or they just feel that they can out-mechanic the team coordination necessary to run other things. Like Torb was slept there, or Torb was frozen there, he didn't die.
Yeah.
If we called the Torb, he might have been able to die. I don't know what the comms were like, but like,
This is as far as we got, I guess. I thought we got farther. than
yeah.
that.
No, I was about to say. Wait, maybe.
This is as far as we got.
Oh dang! I thought that you saying that we got to third. Thing.
I thought we almost got to the third.
I think that was the one on Monday.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, wait, this is the one from Monday.
Wait, that is the one.
Yeah, that is the one from Monday. Yeah.
But we didn't play Friday.
Yeah,
did
it's
we?
fine.
Yeah, I was about to say you guys played Friday, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, it might have been Friday then.
No, but
Wait,
didn't
this-
we get stomped on Friday?
Yeah, you got stomped on Friday.
Oh yeah.
It took you so long to recognize that.
Was it the one on Wednesday? I can't even remember.
The one on Wednesday? You mean the day that hasn't happened yet?
Why would they make these?
Besides, we
For
didn't have one on
what?
Wednesday because pizza wouldn't.
Yeah,
So I called
Oh,
an off
yeah.
day.
It's just extra aesthetic in case you're able to see past stuff.
Yeah, it's also because from the distance you're not gonna get much like render scale like
Wait,
outside of
Did
it.
you say in case you get past, like my body is gonna float?
No, like if you can see past certain
Oh, okay.
spots.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's like what is it? You're gonna see it from a distance. You're not gonna see it up close.
Nice.
So the comp y'all are running. Bunker, Torbjorn, Soldier. What I like to do at the start, and you don't have to adopt this strat if you don't want to,
Way up there.
but like Sigma, no. The Sigma and the Soldiers stay here at the start. I call the rotation. And get some spam damage in before they go. I really like running Mei on defense because if the Mei plays up here at the start, you can wall choke, you can wall stairs, you can wall the wraparound Omega, and you don't necessarily need to cut them in half with wall. You just need to stop them from doing their rotation. So if they're trying to go stairs and you plunk a wall right here, then your team can get spam from above or like some damage in. And that can be really good because you can get a pick or you can get ultimate charge, and then you have better ult economy.
Yeah, big thing is they want you to get close. We don't let that happen.
And if you're playing Torb, in the bunker, you just have to break shields then. So either situation works. I am completely for both. Soldier has a really large amount of shield break, and he can finish a lot of targets at distance because of his Call of Duty-esque M1.
Oh,
Oh
They're
yeah.
running Echo Ash. I'm not a personal fan of that because Ash is pretty useless without a damage
Without
boost,
mercy, yeah.
and Echo is very fragile. So we'll see what happens. Okay.
Yeah. That was literally, I'm pretty sure, like, I think Get 'em fired in a Helix, I fired in shots, Psycho fired in shots, and
Well, yeah,
Jorge
that's
finally
how
got the
spam
kill.
works.
Yeah, but like, we're talking about, like, everybody came in on that one.
Ash is playing high ground alone. The rest are rotating, waiting for their Echo.
Yeah, who contests the Asher? Like, who decides to shoot it?
Dies
Dude, I was
again. I
shooting
hope she
everything
swaps.
there,
I hope.
like,
Like, Ash misses her dynamite. Are you gonna give up a tick here? Maybe?
I don't think.
No,
we
I
will.
think yeah, Psycho contests. Pizza contests.
Good contest. You swapped. Why is one on Bap, the other one on Lucio now?
Well, because I'm actually the off healer, but it just so happens that every so often I'll end up playing Lucio
It was because he was playing Ana, so we wanted the Lucio Bap, and so he switched to Lucio instead of.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. That'll help when you cement what comp you're running as well with like a comp list.
Yeah.
Any conflicts like that. Like it's fine if you both can play those heroes, but in this circumstance, you want to like sharpen your toolkit and work on specific heroes. Because if you work on all heroes, you're gonna have less progress. But if AC like work on Bap, Ana, Zen, and then Pizza works on Mercy, Lucio, Brigida, stuff like that, I think it'll help out.
I'm pretty sure we still lose
Yeah.
this fight, don't we?
I think we lose this because they grab.
I think
Wait,
it's 'cause I
we
always run
lose.
BAP
We
usually.
get 2
We
picks on
lose.
But without
Was
a
we
Lucio.
we lose to the graph. I remember that specifically. So if
Grab
they
is the
grab here,
ultimate.
we lose.
Let's take a look. Okay, they're rotating a flank. That on is one. She needs to die. Splooge comes out on point. That's good. I don't know if I would have dropped there necessarily, but they're down
I
both
got
supports. They won't be growing this fight.
Okay, so we did win this one.
If you got booped, then yeah, that's fine. You did
Yeah.
well. Your turret's aimbotting. It's popping off.
Hacks.
I would put the turret on one of these tables because then you can save it from spam that hits the ground.
Okay.
It's just like the circle or the square table.
Oh,
It
yeah,
doesn't really
you just-
matter.
You keep putting a shield so that way my turret just barely peeks out. You did it right there.
Oh yeah.
On the first one, not that one.
Oh, okay, I get you. So
Yeah.
doing a long rotation. Yeah, the grab
Oh,
comes
that's
in.
where we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
I remember
like
this now.
when you're running the bunker, the whole usefulness of your kit is to keep the distance between you and that brawl comp. If they get close to you, you're screwed. They have shatter, they have grab, they have anti-nade. They have a bunch of things you don't want to deal with. There are several ways you can try to keep the distance. You can rotate when they rotate to push you. You can counter rotate and rotate to another high ground or rotate to an area where you're not screwed. If you had window, yes. Okay. So what you should have done right here is you should have said, "Hey, when they try to rotate, pull window."
Yeah.
Because that will zone them with a lot of high damage, keep the distance, and you will get picks out of it. Because you know they're rotating this way. They're about to amp speed into you and flank under. If you coordinate a pull window right here, you can use your bunker more effectively. Because again, you want to keep the distance. So right, short, you spam them here, but you don't have enough damage to kill them. Right? Sure, you're using ults here. It's already too late though at this point. They're too close to you. So if you bongoed earlier or if you visored earlier to keep the distance, golden. Another thing you can do, you can always run May. Like, don't be afraid to not like run May with bunker. That's perfectly acceptable because her wall is a great utility for keeping them away from you.
Yeah, she
Like
can
you
still
can
build
you can
walls.
wall the door, you can wall behind, or you can wall so they can't back up. But there, I would have bongoed or I would have window pull damage because the helix it is 240 on impact with the window, right?
Yeah, it
Could
does.
do something like
So what, May for like soldier?
Yeah.
Or I
Because
guess
soldier doesn't
probably
really have a lot of value in this thing, right?
Get him.
like-
Would you rather play the Torb or the May?
probably the May.
Okay.
Wait, you'd rather not play Torb? But Torb is the best hero in the game. What do you mean?
Torb
Yeah,
is
Torb is fun.
awesome,
Torb is very
dude.
fun.
No, I was asking hero pool wise.
Yeah, you guys can figure that out tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. But soldier just doesn't have a purpose in this comp.
He's literally because he can maneuver around and take a new spot. Like that's the main point of like legs.
But you kind of have to move
But
this, no?
yeah, we're
you're-
playing bunker.
Yeah, and another thing, if you're running bunker and you're not moving, why are you on the Lucio? Like,
Yeah.
critically
That was
thinking here, you could be Zen. Like, Zen would be really big.
I was thinking about that, and then Ace said Zen was bad right now.
It's complicated. It's really complicated. But
Which
if
I
you're
totally
running
understand that.
if you're running the bunker, any form of range damage is really useful, and
Yeah.
having a defensive support ult is also needed. And Zen is the good medium between. Right? Like you can discord and catch them on rotations and burst them down.
I guess
again-
the only thing too is that I was the first one to contest point.
Yeah,
Anytime
like-
we're going.
I mean that is reasonable for running Lucio. If you're going to run bunker, commit or don't commit to the composition. To be honest, if everything is not working together and you're running some sort of weird hybrid, then it's less on team coordination and more on mechanics at that point, right? Like if you're a god soldier, you can play soldier. That's fine. But it can only take you so far, right? Like if everybody pulls their own weight in a comp that works together, you're gonna have a lot more value than if half your team is oriented around bunker and the other half is oriented around not bunker, unless you have some coordination there. Like Koth maps hybrid's fine.
So then,
'Cause-
who contests if she's not on Lucio?
Risa. Risa has a bunch of cooldowns to prevent her from dying. Sigma not so much. Sigma would be second in line. I like the Zen because with that window, and you prevent them from closing the distance. Like
yeah.
if I
See,
was gonna
that's
pick
what we
an
usually
ideal
play.
comp, it would
Ace
be
usually plays
Zen.
Zen, and I'll
Yeah.
play Baptiste.
I would run Torb, double shield, May, Zen, and Baptiste while posturing the high ground there. Because the make cut off rotations, Torb has insane shield break when his turret is shielded or uncontested. Baptiste has his immortality, Zen has his discords, and the ability to trance. Trance is really big. Because
Yeah,
if
trance.
you got trance for that grab / shatter, you could have sustained your entire team in that fight.
Yeah.
Given they
Immortality
didn't.
is saying enough.
Well, like yeah, immortality is good for like sig ults, or if it's put up in areas where it can't be destroyed effectively, it's up for 5 seconds. Like there's definitely situations where I feel I could argue is better because it can protect from anti-nades. But it's just when there's a group CC, you're kind of screwed because you can't really do anything about it. But if it's like high
Yeah.
burst, you can prevent it. Like when you got pulled here, that was an instance where iField could prevent that kind of damage in, where like trance necessarily couldn't, just because
Yeah.
the damage was so fast. But if you're running bunker, fully commit to it. That's my piece of advice.
Okay. I remember like at that time, I think Eric said, "Wow, he got a 3-man fire strike," and I'm like, "I threw mortality, they destroyed it." And he's like, "Oh."
Like they have 2 ults. You're making a transition to comp. Echo, okay.
I think Jorge is kind of like just. I'm mostly joking, but just like, oh yeah, it's not working. Well, at least I should practice my echo.
You know what? That's fine.
I can respect that.
Echo
No,
is like
not so
Pharah
much
in the
it's not
situation.
working. We're just like, I want to play Echo.
Yeah. I guess I was mostly joking.
More like,
Mostly.
I want to play Echo.
I think I window here to try to keep owners alive because they come in hot.
Get him. I'm never gonna allow you to play Echo. It's mine. Go away. Shoot.
Yikes.
No,
dude.
never mind. I actually don't. I think I actually swapped to Ana here because like window's good, but the moment we're just getting straight roll.
Yeah, you're switching to Red Diva Cup, I think. Yep.
Yep.
There you go. Okay. You just kind of gave up second point for free.
Yeah, we have a habit of doing that for whatever reason. I guess probably because we stagger.
Oh, you gotta be careful when you're diving alone into the Ash if she has heals.
Mhm.
Ryan's contesting point alone. Big anti-nade actually. That's huge. Nice kill on the Ash. Nice block for yourself. Your Ana wasn't so lucky.
Yeah.
It happens. A big thing that I forget is I get zoned out when I'm on a Reinhardt, and I forget to stand in front of my team, or my team doesn't posture behind me. It's something you just get team practice on, because like you block shatters for yourself all day, but if your team doesn't get the shatters blocked for them, they're kind of screwed, you know. So either they posture farther away, or they're like move to your left, move to your right. Because if you can block those shatters for your team, then you have a lot more value on Reinhardt. If your shield's being used, you know. Again, that's probably just your supports need to play behind you. Like they just need to get
Oh, I
instinctually
remember
there.
that.
All right, so you trade?
No, we lost 3.
No, you lost. Okay.
I think they like full commit to dive on me right now. I think it was doesn't Ryan charge?
Wait, don't we
No,
turn
no,
this
it
around
wasn't
now?
Ryan charging. It was Bob. Oh yeah, no, Ryan did charge. Yeah.
Why didn't you pin him into the wall there?
I don't know. I think it was because I didn't have any heals and I didn't want to.
I don't think he charged previously, but I might be mistaken. I can look more in depth, but it doesn't really matter.
Wilka stalls out because like we were all coming back from. Can
Yeah,
we get
no,
it?
that was a big stall. But if you're trying to stall, try to air bomb, like on top of the payload. But I guess if you're just quick and you want to get it done with, that's an alternative as well. Because you might be able to get a pick. If you put it on top of cart too, just anywhere they don't have direct LOS to hide from it. Your soldier's taking a tracer duel, he's fine.
Yeah.
You got 3 on high ground. It's good. You have clone. You have nano. If you nano the echo before she clones, she loses the nano. Once she
Yeah,
transitions.
that's why I try to wait until after.
Surefour didn't know that.
Okay, so like right here, I'm actually playing super safe, and I call out that I'm playing right there, and I just get screwed over by Tracer because everybody else is taking damage as well. So like nobody can
I don't
peel.
remember you ever calling that.
That was kind of a weird rotation. I would have rotated Mega above below third point attack spawn.
Yeah, I
Because
when
of
I
the way they
played,
were rotating.
yeah, with the way that I played before when I played over there, literally the echo just
With the way we were set up, you should have been playing back there because we had 3 on
You
high
could
ground.
actually play high ground too.
Yeah, you could have.
If you have time to rotate, that's something. Like if Ana has high ground, she has a lot more value, especially since your Echo is on high ground. If like you gotta look at the strengths and weaknesses of your heroes, right? So Lucio doesn't really matter where he plays; he can transition. Same with Diva and Echo, but your Ryan should be contesting cart. That's his job. Your soldier can play high ground because they don't have high impact bursts like snipers. Because they don't have snipers, you can abuse the fact that they can't finish you off if you peek and like spam damage.
yeah.
So that's something you can do. Echo can really just go on flanks or like rotate between the high grounds. Same with Lucio. And then Ana, you can get a lot of anti-nates from above, right?
Yeah.
And you can keep your Rhine up. And because they don't have snipers, you're relatively safe.
Yeah, I don't. There's sometimes where I just can't quite find the right high ground, stuff like that. Considering the Diva will usually boot me off whenever I take the long pass, and whenever I take the long pass, also I'm giving up time that my tanks are taking damage, and it's all going to crap.
You gotta just be escorted. Let me know, I'll escort you.
There's the RV that I love to play on right there.
You gotta stop moving.
Yeah, so I basically just say, yeah,
Yeah.
screw it. I'm throwing a nano here because I think I bought out and forgot that it doesn't stop where the
I don't think
payload
it's stuck
stops.
on anyone though.
No,
Bomb.
she stuck me.
Oh,
It
he
was
fucking
on me.
stuck
jumped
you.
over that shatter.
Yeah. Stop, but
Huh?
it's too
What
late.
owners?
The copied soldier jumped over the shatter.
Oh. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I actually get to touch or be on. Wait, no. Do we win this?
Yeah, we win.
Yeah. So their Echo just absolutely beefs here.
I don't know. Psycho just got 2 kills.
No, their Echo.
Yeah, I know.
You're straight fragging. Why do we have her on the Lucio, eh?
Lucio can actually frag more than Nana.
Eh,
Well, and get away with it.
yeah. All right, so the summarizing tips I would have for you guys: know what comp you're running before you get to the map. So like, make a comp list. The second thing is, if you're running a comp, identify its benefits. So if you're running Brawl, the whole goal is to get in their face with Reinhardt. If you're running Dive, the whole goal is to either spam them out with the Echo Pharmacy or like engage on one target.
Yeah, I was gonna
And with
say,
Bunker, it's keep the
Okay.
distance, right?
I want to try that Farah Echo. That sounds
Pharah
pretty nice.
Echo on Gardens. Gardens would be a good spot for it.
Yeah,
Eichenwald
I
point
want-
one is another good spot. You gotta watch out, because if you run Pharah Echo, you don't have any utility for your tanks, so they gotta be pretty self-sufficient, right? So like, you can run Echo Pharmacy a dive. You could run Echo Pharmacy with a double shield.
Oh shit.
Or like, I guess sort of experiment with it. I'm not really sure what comps would be best with it, but if you're running Echo Pharah, it's sort of like Echo replaces the Tracer. So you gotta play comps where like Tracer would be viable, Echo would be viable. It's
She's
just
like a tracer in the sky.
she's just a Sky Tracer. I'm gonna call Tracer Land Echo now.
Except her stickies are fucking on a cooldown instead of an ulti. Bullshit.
Yeah. um. So identify what comp you're running, identify the win condition, reset after fights.
Yeah, reset is kind of wonky.
It just takes practice. But like, if you know that you just have to keep distance between you and the enemy, you can use window, you can use bongo, you can use pull. You can understand that that's how you use those ultimates in the situation given. And I think it will greatly improve, because you'll begin to recognize what comps or what hero picks aren't necessarily viable in the strat that you're running.
Like that Lucio.
Right.
Like,
Like,
if we actually
the
manage to
Lucio
rotate
or the soldier. Like Echo Soldier is pretty good because Soldier can heal himself and just poke from a distance. Like, that's fine on like attack. That's reasonable. But Soldier's really just in case McCree's banned. To be honest, I think McCree is just really good into most enemy hero comps. Like, if it's Bunker v Bunker, Soldier just wins because he has better shield break. But if it's like Bunker v Dive or like Bunker v Poke, like
It's like-
Pharah.
It's why you would play Winston Goats on a number of first points. Is like if they go triple TS, it's better at handling goats.
Yeah, you just have to recognize when your hero is good and when your hero isn't.
Yeah.
I guess just at the end of the day. But like, it just takes some discussion after like you can get a feel for it. Like I believe you guys won't have any problems recognizing that. It's like there's like 3 or 4, if you want to think about it, compositions that you should understand.
God damn it, get him. If you really want to play soldier, play Baptiste, and I'll play
Like
mini
Soldier,
guy for
Soldier
you.
has his place. Don't get me wrong. In that bunker you were running, sure, he's all right. If you properly use your other cooldowns, he can work absolutely. May, I would also argue, is good if not better in this situation. It just, you can play for comfort picks. I have no problems with comfort picks as long as you understand how to use that hero in the comp you're running.
Gadam's actually a proper good Baptiste.
You could also run Hanzo. Hanzo Torb is good too. Like spam Junkrat. Junkrat's good too, as long as you have something that can take care of a Fire or an Echo if they run it. He's less effective now that they have two
Torb is
flying
so good
DPS.
right now.
I like, but then again, I was playing Baptiste in gold. That one time we were playing.
I mean, fair, but
There's just a lot of instances. But the four main comps that I can think of: Bunker, Brawl. So Bunker is double shield. Brawl is like Rhine Orisa, not Rhine Orisa, Rhine Diva, Rhine Zarya. It's Brawl because you want to get close to them. Dive is like Winston Diva, Ball Winston. And Poke is sort of like that hybrid where you just have high burst damage. So that could be double sniper. That could be Echo Pharmacy. Because you're just looking to spam them out with picks or just get picks on their own. Like either works. So like you just want to get picks before you engage in the fight or before you get close. But those are the four main comps, with the fourth one being like the fourth state of matter that people don't think about very much. You know, it's like the plasma to your water. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. It basically means is like it exists. It might be useful, but for most intensive if and or purposes,
It's more used on Koth. I think Koth is the best for like double sniper or poke because you don't have to worry about like shield break. You're just there to get picks and contest one area. I think is it's really good. So
yeah,
like
it's also
Shrine, you can run Echo Farah. Sanctum and Nepal, you can run double sniper. Like the certain maps are good for certain heroes. I posted a list of the comps that I run in team chat.
Yo, isn't it like 12 for you guys? What are you guys doing in the wake?
It's one.
Oh,
wait,
Damn.
you're AST, right? Atlantic
Yes.
this time? Ah,
Mhm.
yeah. So like,
Oh.
are you way up in Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was wondering because I know some people who are actually AST, but they're not from Canada.
I think for the most part, it's Canadian AST. There might be some place that's AST in states. I don't know. I don't pay attention to your country.
There isn't. It's like Puerto Rico.
I have no idea. I don't pay attention. They're not important. Anyways, there is a sample comp list that I put for every map, like every map.
there's a
So
dog on the Discord.
Every map.
this is and in some parts we have first and second. That is just the comp we want to roll it on first is our first comp if we have more than one, and the second one is like, okay, they're countering us. This is what we swap to.
Okay.
I see so much Orisa, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh, they're still like this.
I actually pulled up my search to see how many Mays I can find.
And how many May?
1, 2, 3.
Well, wait, there's one that's like
There's a
in
lot of
May,
Mays.
What is
so
hack and slash?
Hack and slash. That's
Genji Sombra.
Genji. Yeah, Genji Sombra.
Again, a Genji Sombra dive where your win con is just EMP Nanoblade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is what I call it.
Wait, but Cyber Dive
Cyber
is Cyber Dive is when you run Doomfist. What is it
No.
called?
No,
No, that's
Owners
Hackfist.
is right.
Hackfist, okay.
Cyber dive because Genji is a cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg. Well, actually, he's
Green
Yeah.
Cyborg Ninja.
yeah. It took me a while because I was trying to remember when it was Android.
I like hack and slash personally, but you can really call it whatever as long as you understand what that comp is, and that's just that's a dive with Sombra Genji.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You actually have Mays that don't have May.
Yeah, there's man like every one of these.
Yeah.
What is this?
Well,
What?
here's the thing. Take a look at.
No.
Take
Take
a
a
look
look
at.
at
it.
it.
Isn't your
Yeah, so
main
here's
thing?
here's the thing you guys aren't noticing is that's a list of things that like can be played. Like that's 4 options for
Holy
a singular
shit.
role.
There is a lot of Mercy Zen. Oh wait, no, Mercy Zen are the substitutes. Okay.
Okay, so
Never mind.
the way it works is with the slashes that are next to each other. That's one person. So like the Orisa is one person, the Sigma is one person, the Junk slash Mei slash Torb, that's one guy,
Yeah, that's.
and then the Hanzo slash Hitskin's another person. Same with Ana, Bap, and the Mercy Zen. My hero pool, I do the Ana, the Bap, and the Moira for this team, and then my support counterpart does the Zen and the Mercy. Right, because I used to be a main support player, so I play Lucio, I play Bap, I play Mercy, and now I play flex support, which is like the Ana, the Zen, like the fraggy type of DPS, ones that get kills sometimes. But I still have a really good Baptiste. So I play Bap in this circumstance, and then he plays the Mercy or Zen counterpart. The reason that we have Mercy here is because if we have, I don't know, if we identified our win condition, or we just realize that Zen's too fragile, like they're running an Echo, then we'll run Mercy and pocket a hit scan to take care of him.
I'm like, from looking at this list, me or Jorge needs to learn how to
Yeah.
play Widow.
Yeah.
I can play Widow.
Dude, I struggle so hard with her.
I
can
dumpstered the guy that we played today.
Oh look, there's an Echo May on a Lucio.
I mean, my Widow's not like if they have a Widow one
Here.
trick, they'll beat me, but I can play her.
Let me roll out on a different. There we go.
There's a lot of Echo Mays and Echo or McCree Mays.
At some point, I can bring in
Oh,
Korean
shit.
KB help. I mean, he's kind of.
Oh yeah, he's gonna absolutely.
Get him might have to play Echo, Jorge.
Man, I'm trying to hog it.
Okay, so
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'll just go through some of these comps, and then you'll just like look for the ideologies for the comp, like what kind of comp it fits into that category, and then you can like better understand why we run that comp.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's probably best to look at my POV. We're Canadian, so we spell center like that. That's how we spell center in Canada.
I was gonna go in.
Oh, are you?
Is
Yeah.
there Canadian English in Overwatch? I didn't think so. So shut up, Riley.
So I can vault, attack,